and the equivalent to 50% of the cow herd genetics that put into this. And as we get out here, this is definitely national western feeling. We've got commercial heifers on one side, we got stock dogs on the TV, and we got good full-blood bulls out here. So if that don't give you the chills, I don't think nothing would. Red bull that comes in, this calf is stout and powerful and sits down with some good feet. I'd like to change him a little bit on his rear ankles ever so slightly, but man, what a future this one has in him. Our second division, this is definitely the good-looking one of the group. Man, one that into his lower front 1/3. He's really clean from his jowl to his brisket, straight in his lines, and one that really has the combination for a young calf. One that a lot of future in that one. Individual young lady in the third division. This is definitely a stylish bull, one that's really good in his spine, one that I'd like to change about maybe his knee just ever so slightly, but one that's very attractive, and maybe just turn him out on his rib structure, but one that if you pulled him apart behind his forerib and carried that in there, but man, when he sits still, he's good looking, comes out of the top of his shoulder into a nice neck, and smooth and rugged in his make as well. When we get out here into this fourth division, this is when we get into the more masculinity and the maturity in these two division winners here. One that is really cool and elegant about his front, one that's good in his spine. He carries back to a good stifle. One that I'd change about his chest and maybe pull him out. He gets in on his knees just a little bit and causes that toe to ever so slightly go east and west instead of north and south, but man, one that's stylish and cool to be. And then we get into these the senior division winner, and as we all know, in any breed, when you get to this stage of their life, and to keep them fresh and sound and rugged and make those things still be show ring appearance but still have that masculinity is very hard to do. This young lady does a nice job presenting him. So really good division winners. Really hard decision on my part. Give these exhibitors a round of applause, and I'm going to take one more look and decide what I'm going to do.
Well, good morning and welcome here to your commercial heifer show, the second annual. I have the pleasure of working with Steve and Jay again here in the ring, and I think we're starting off with a really nice set of these replacement quality heifers. And if you just really study them, you got to like the uniformity. There's several of these heifers in the front end of this group that have a lot of quality. The femininity's there. You got the brood cow look through the center portion of those heifers when you study their rib and volume, and really from a structural standpoint, these cattle are pretty well made and get around and move this surface with a lot of athletic ability. So this is obviously a single entry. We'll ask them to exit the ring, and they'll come back in selection, I believe, for your overall pins. Give them one nice round of applause. Congratulations.
Your grand champion pen of 10 replacement heifers goes to Nikki Weathers of Yuma, Colorado.
As we bring out our reserve senior yearling, I think that's one that I discussed earlier that brings in a lot of power and mass, and I just really change him when he gets into motion. He gets under himself, in his knee, so I'm going to go take one last look and figure out who our reserve bull is going to be.
Your grand champion, Full Blood Bull, entry 349, AVR Legendary, exhibited by Archer Valley Ranch, Priest River, Idaho. Your reserve champion, Full Blood Bull, goes to entry 340, TCS Big Attraction 14H, exhibited by Tummins Cattle Co., Gallatin, Missouri. On your commercial heifer show side, we'll be moving to Class 2, Continental and Continental Cross Replacement Heifers, pin of 5. On your commercial heifer show side, Class 2, Continental and Continental Cross Replacement Heifers, pin of 5. Entry 612, Lot 2, L5 Landon Cattle from Fort Lupton, Colorado. Now entering on the commercial heifer show side, lot 1. Carnahan Ranches from Kiowa, Colorado. This is the Continental and Continental Cross Replacement Heifers, pen of 5. Over here on the Aberdeen side, we're moving on to the Percentage Bull Show. We'll start with Class 502 Summer Percentage Bull calved May 1st to May 31st, 2024.
Well, we're back here on the commercial heifer side, and we've got 2 entries in this class. And as a group here, committee here, we really like things about both sets, and we've kind of discussed back and forth. For us, the group that we prefer, as 3 of us, is this group that came in first here with the red tags. We really like the femininity of these cattle. We really like their balance and design when you study them from that side view. The way they set down in the rear leg structure, cattle that I think got some extra stretch and grow in them from the standpoint of that length of spine and length of hip. A group that maybe as we talk about, and I'll turn around here, but as we talk about the second group, maybe there's a more up and down in the group that we're going to talk about in first. The group that we're going to place in second, they're super uniform in terms of what they bring to the table, and I guess if you're out here in the ring, we were studying their width of chest, their shape of rib, that boldness that they have, the expansion of their rib cage. Cattle that are in, just so the crowd knows, they're fairly similar in terms of WDA, because we're working with a February set here behind me, and this set is March and April born. So I think WDA-wise, they're more similar than different. The difference we see and for the placing is just from maybe a structural standpoint. These cattle are just a touch more down-headed, maybe a little more round in their structure of their hip, maybe just not quite as attractive from that side view appeal as we compare the 2 in this class. But we discussed it back and forth, and we think this placing is really close. 2 really nice sets of heifers. If you would, give these 2 breeders a nice round of applause. Congratulations.
Your grand champion Pennant 5 replacement heifers, L5 Landon Cattle, Fort Lupton, Colorado. Your reserve champion Pennant 5 heifers, Carnahan Ranches, Kiowa, Colorado. Over on the Aberdeen side, we have entry Class 502 entering the ring, Summer Percentage Bull calves, calved between May 1st and May 31st, 2024. Entry 303, ILC Muffin Man 30M, exhibited by Idaho Livestock, Hayden, Idaho. Entry 316, NXS Trumps All 4M10, exhibited by Caleb Wynn, Summit, South Dakota.
As we start the percentage show, I'm going to go and leave these 2 individuals where they are. I think the Red Bull just comes out with us with more power and more dimension better Springer rib, and not taking anything away from this Peach Baldy because there's a lot of future in him. I just think the bottom side of greenness probably hurts him just a little bit, and the maturity pattern, but really nice individuals to start our show.
Your champion summer percentage bull calf, entry 303, ILC Muffin Man 30M, exhibited by Idaho Livestock, Hayden, Idaho. Your reserve champion summer percentage bull calf, entry 316, NXS Trumps All 4M10, exhibited by Caleb Way, Summit, South Dakota. Now entering the ring, class 503, late spring percentage bull calves, calved between April 1st and April 30th, 2024. Entry 334, CRM Mr. Show, exhibited by Coley Hill, Sedalia, Kentucky. Entry 339, NY Marin 14M, exhibited by Francisco Lewis, Parker, Colorado. Entry 343, Dr. Neptune 20M, exhibited by Madeline Rose, Gable, Lafayette, Colorado. Now entering the ring on your commercial heifer show, Class 3, British and British crossbred heifers, a pen of 10, exhibited by Jerry Sedwell, Carpenter, Wyoming.
Over here on the Aberdeen side, very contrasting types and kinds, and the one I'm going to go ahead and lead the class off is damn sure the most elegant, most attractive one that is very stylish. I'm not going to argue that the one in second is the deeper made, softer, easier doing one, but when it comes to motion and flexibility and eye appeal, I'm going to go ahead and start with my individual here. The one that comes in second, man, one that's got a tremendous turn of rib and deep from the side and carries itself with some nice top and dimension, and one that I'd like to change about its ankles and free him up when he moves a little bit. And young ladies, Red Bull is, I'd say he's got as much feature as the two class winners, but just gets out here and gets overhorsed when it comes to it. So 3 nice individuals in this class. Congratulations to all 3 of you.
First place in Class 503, entry 339, NY Marin 14M, exhibited by Francisco Lewis, Parker, Colorado. Second place, entry 343, DR Neptune 20M, exhibited by Madeline Rose Gable, Lafayette, Colorado. Third place, entry 334, CRM Mr. Show, exhibited by Callie Hill, Sedalia, Kentucky. Now entering the ring in the Percentage Aberdeen Bull Show, Class 504, entry 358, ILC Moose, 11M, exhibited by Idaho Livestock, Hayden, Idaho. Entry 360, DR Mac, 11M, exhibited by Madeline Rose Gable, Lafayette, Colorado.
Over here on the Aberdeen side, a really good combination bull to win this Class 1 that's got a lot of athletic ability, one that's got a nice look, one that has got enough rib. Maybe just give him a little bit of lower 1/4, but man, what a combination animal that's very athletic when set in motion. Young lady, come again. I'm not going to argue with you. You've hit 2 classes in a row where you have the deepest made one that has the easiest doing potential, but one that just kind of doesn't have the eye appeal and the design and the balance as our class winner does today.
First in Class 504, entry 358, ILC Moose, 11M, exhibited by Idaho Livestock, Hayden, Idaho. Second place, entry 360, DR Mac, 11M, exhibited by Madeline Rose Gable, Lafayette, Colorado. We will now be bringing first and seconds from Class 503 and Class 504 for your champion junior percentage bull calf.
As we get into this division, 2 outstanding class winners here. Our first class winner, as I discussed earlier, is one that's really elegant about his front 1/3, really cool about the way he comes out of his neck. And like I said earlier, he's really good in his spine. He's really attractive to look at. But man, one that I'd like to just give more boldness, more Springer rib, and overall capacity and fleshability. Then we get into our second class winner, and the one I said is definitely the combination bull, man. One that's really athletic when set in motion, really ties everything together. He's not as attractive as our class winner, but I think in the true real world and in the beef industry, that one that really ties one to a combination bull. So that's going to be your division winner, and not taking anything away from the young ladies' easy doing, flexibility, bold sprung ones. I'm going to go ahead and use the stylish one for reserve.
Your grand champion junior percentage bull calf goes to entry 358, ILC Moose 11M, exhibited by Idaho Livestock, Hayden, Idaho. Your reserve champion junior percentage bull calf goes to entry 339, NY Marion 14M, exhibited by Francisco Lewis, Parker, Colorado. Over here on the commercial heifer side, we have Class 4 Continental and Continental Crossbred heifers, pin of 10, exhibited by Jerry Sidwell, Carpenter, Wyoming. Now entering the ring, Class 507, Senior Percentage Bull Calves, calved between September 1st and October 31st, 2023. Entry 393, TCS MVP 23J42L, exhibited by Carson J. Speverlin, Gallatin, Missouri. This will also be your champion senior percentage bull calf.
Our champion senior bull calf is no slouch, man. One that's really attractive from the side, one that can get out and move, one that's really nice from his shoulder all the way back to his tailhead, really bold and sprung about his rib, and man, just really classy individual that carries a lot of beef and performance and still keeps it smooth and flexible when set in motion.
Your champion senior percentage bull calf, entry 393, TCS MVP 23J42L, exhibited by Carson J. Speverlin, Gallatin, Missouri. Now entering the ring, Class 509, Spring Yearling Bulls, calved March 1st to April 30th, 2023. Entry 432, ROC Tiger Kong, exhibited by Williams Wadsworth, Hiram, Maine. Entry 436, DCS Laramie 6L, exhibited by Deep Creek Seedstock, Mitchell, Nebraska, and Moonlight Aberdeen, Spring Hill, Kansas.
two very unique individuals in their own right and very good in their own right. I'm going to go ahead and use the more mature, deeper, easier fleshing bull that's got a little more maturity and masculinity and overall balance. Nothing to take away from our second place. This is an extremely long-spined animal that carries himself very flexible with that spine. I'm not to argue with you that this is the more attractive one, but when it comes to overall balance and balance from forerib to flank and capacity, I'm going to go ahead and use the bigger, stouter bull to win this class, but nice individual.
First place in Class 509, entry 436, DCS Laramie 6L, exhibited by Deep Creek Seedstock, Mitchell, Nebraska, and Moonlight Aberdeen, Spring Hill, Kansas. Second place, entry 432, ROC Tiger Kong, exhibited by William Wadsworth, Hiram, Maine. Now moving to Class 510, Junior Yearling Bulls, calved between January 1st and February 28th, 2023.
We're here in this Pen of 10 division, and we've obviously got two individual class-winning pens. So we're just going to discuss them one time in your grand pen. As a committee and group, we really like this set of smoky black-nosed heifers. Just from an overall consistency standpoint and type, these heifers got a lot of broodiness to them. Like the hip structure in these cattle. Just coming from my background, I really appreciate that all of them got a black teat structure under them. Some of you don't maybe worry about that too much, but we have a little trouble with those ones that are yellow or pink, maybe not lasting quite as long as these ones with that extra pigment in their udder. And just really appreciate the kind of them. There's one heifer that's a touch shallow for us, maybe not quite as cowy in her appearance, but we prefer this pen here to be your champion in this Pen of 10 bred heifer division. Your black pen, we can bring them out however you'd like to as a breeder. We really like the angularity and the femininity of that black pen. They're real consistent all the way through. And as a group, we don't see quite as much boldness in them in terms of that rib cage, and sometimes that isn't always necessarily a fair comparison between basically two different breeds of cattle. But very close, good quality set of cattle all the way through, and the smoky heifers will be your champion in this division, and the black heifers will be your reserve. And just for you that are taking notes, I don't know if these heifers are in the sale, but those smoky heifers, I believe, were bred Red Angus to calve in 1st of March, and the black heifers were bred to calve the 1st of March as well. Congratulations. Give them a nice round of applause.
Your grand champion Pen of 10 bred heifers, Lot 10, Jerry Sidwell, Carpenter, Wyoming. Your reserve champion Pen of 10 bred heifers, Lot 8, Jerry Sidwell, Carpenter, Wyoming.
Congratulations to my fellow neighbor, Weld County man on the other side having champion reserve in that division. Good job, Sidwell clan. Over here on the Aberdeen side, we got an extremely long-spined, stout-made, rugged bull here. One that's got a lot of meat and mass that probably works to his disadvantage as with all that power and stifle, kind of makes him deceivingly when it comes to his hip structure. And one that, don't take it away, he's a big-footed, long-spined, masculine bull to win this class over here.
Results from Class 510 Junior Yearling Bulls. First place, 448, Ran Limelight 376L, exhibited by Caleb Y., Summit, South Dakota, and Reese Nickel, Maud, Oklahoma. We will now be moving into the Champion Junior Yearling Percentage Bull Division.
Over here on the Aberdeen side, our class winner is a combination bull, as I said earlier. Man, one that is keeps that balance and eye appeal and has a good rib structure with sets down on a good set of feet and legs, and one that I really, really admire. Young man in the second class winner, a long spine, rugged, big-footed bull. And then I'm going to go ahead and talk our individual over here that was second. Young lady, you just want to pull him right behind there. This individual, as I said earlier, is very attractive and level spine, and one that I appreciate, and just kind of run into a gun and a knife fight in that class. But young man over here that's circling out is going to be your champion in that division. Our second in that class is going to be reserved. So congratulations to your individuals.
Your champion junior yearling percentage bull goes to entry 436, DCS Laramie 6L, exhibited by Deep Creek Seed Stock, Mitchell, Nebraska, and Moonlight Aberdeen, Spring Hill, Kansas. Your reserve champion junior yearling percentage bull, entry 432, ROC Tiger Kong, exhibited by Williams Wadsworth, Hiram, Maine. We will now be moving into Class 512, 2-year-old bulls, calved between January 1st and June 30th, 2022. Entry 458, GMC Boss Hoss, KO 75E, exhibited by Grassmaster Cattle, Chamberlain, South Dakota, and Douglas E. Simpson, Kit Scotty, Alberta. This will be your champion senior yearling percentage bull.
Our champion senior yearling division winner damn sure could use some more competition. This red bull, you got to really appreciate his dimension and how he works into a level spine, long-bodied, man, just carries it all, just an overall beef bull, sets down on a nice foot. With his spine, though, as long as he is, it kind of gets him where he gets under himself over so slightly, but that's getting really critical on a real nice one. Congratulations, young man, nice bull.
Your champion senior yearling percentage bull, entry 458, GMC Boss Hoss, KO 75E, exhibited by Grassmaster Cattle, Chamberlain, South Dakota, and Douglas E. Simpson, Kit Scotty, Alberta. We are now going to move into the Grand Champion Percentage Bull, sponsored by Efforts Easy Ranch, Bismarck, North Dakota. Over here on our commercial heifer show, Class 5, British and British Cross bred heifers, pin of 5. Lot 9, Jerry Sidwell, Carpenter, Wyoming.
as we get farther into the day, the competition, the heat gets a little better. So this is a nice set of bulls in this percentage lineup. All you breeders and individuals that are getting these ready should be very, very pleased. This is a tremendous set of bulls that I really appreciate a lot of things about them. As we spoke in division, the Red Bull's got a lot of future in front of him. One that's good spine, got enough meat in him, and fighting the halter ever so slightly today. So it makes him kind of get up in his top and carry himself not as well as he really needs to. But I don't think that's truly him. I think that's just from being a rookie and first time to town and fighting it a little bit. But her second division winner, a really classy beef bull. One that is good in its spine, level, really nice hipped. One that sits down on the right angles of pasterns and into that hock. And one that you got to appreciate the feet and the longevity of that one. I'm going to be pretty transparent. There's two out here that I really, really appreciate. And this individual is one. Talk about one that's almost cobra-fronted, as you want to call it. Man, he is sleek and cool underneath that jaw and into a nice brisket. One that is good out of his spine and level. One that's got enough rib and mass and dimension. One that, I'll be honest, one that I'd like to change his hock just ever so slightly. He sets down on a good pasture, but I'd like to see him just with a little more set to that hock. But man, what a cool fronted show ring presence animal this young lady has today. We get into our fourth division. I said it earlier, he's the combination bull. He's one that I really like. I mean, there's a lot of beef, there's a lot of power, there's a lot of rib, there's a lot of forearm, there's a lot of foot. Maybe change him just a little bit as he moves. I don't think it's truly him on those ankles. I think these animals, as I've noticed out today, is they're getting up on themselves, as per se, when we hit this soft sand. But where his angles are right, he's masculine. He carries himself very, very nicely. And then we get into our older bull here, this red bull, and this is one that'd be pretty intriguing in your operation, as he's long spine, level, one that sets down a good foot, one that I wish he had a little more flank. I wish he had a little more spring or rib, but I appreciate his feet. I appreciate his meat. I appreciate his smoothness. So with that being said, nothing to take away from our reserve divisions over here, but there's two individuals I like really well, and I just need to see these two, and that's going to be your champion reserve, and I don't know who's going to be your champion reserve yet, but I want to see them both one more time, and we'll go from there. So as breeders, give yourself a round of applause, and I appreciate this lineup.
Over here on your commercial heifer show side, Lot 3, Weathers Farms from Yuma, Colorado, with the British and British crossbred heifers, pin of 5. Your Grand Champion Percentage Aberdeen Bull is sponsored by Efforts Easy Ranch, Bismarck, North Dakota. Your Grand Champion Percentage Bull comes out of your Champion Junior Yearling Percentage Bull, entry 436. DCS Laramie 6L, exhibited by Deep Creek Seedstock, Mitchell, Nebraska, and Moonlight Aberdeen, Spring Hill, Kansas. Which one was reserved? Your Reserve Champion Percentage Bull, entry 393. TCS MVP 23J42L, exhibited by Carson Jace Beverlin, Galton, Missouri. Thank you, Efforts Easy Ranch, for sponsoring the Grand Champion Percentage Bull. The Junior Aberdeen show will start at 11:30. Over here on your commercial heifer show side, we have Lot 6, exhibited by Gus Sidwell, Alt, Colorado. Your British and British crossbred heifers, pin of 5. For your British and British crossbred heifers, pin of 5, now entering the ring. Lot 4, Weathers Farms from Yuma, Colorado. If you're in the stands and you're hungry, the Gelby Association has free coffee and donuts over here on the east side of the show ring. If you have time between the commercial heifer show and the female sale this evening, be sure to look at the bulls on display. We have Perry Angus Ranch from Nebraska, Altenburg Super Baldy, Triangle J from Colorado and Nebraska, Kenny Rogers Flying W Ranch, Colorado State University Ranch, Running Creek Ranch, Elizabeth, Colorado.
Okay, thanks for your patience here. I guess we'd start out and compliment the breeders here in the ring. Four really nice sets of heifers, and we had quite a bit of conversation, and it kind of came down to this two sets of cattle here in our discussion, and we're not, neither of the three of us are alike. I guess I'll just let you in on the discussion. We all come from different kind of environments. Jay's in the sand hills there. Steve's up there around central Montana, and I spent a lot of time traveling all over the West Coast. And so that entered into our play back and forth. And what we came back to, we started with a set of heifers that we think have the most substance. Set of heifers that got a lot of power to them. We think they're going to be, pounds raising kind of females, and that's going to be these Baldy heifers that are standing behind us here to win this particular class. And we'll go into a little bit deeper here because I think it's justice to each one of you for the quality you brought to us. We got a heifer in that particular group that we think phenotypically is as good as especially in this group of four. There's a heifer in there that's outstanding in terms of her phenotype, her femininity, foot structure. We also think in this pen, which is going to be second, we also think one of the best heifers in the barn is in this pen. So we're not supposed to be breaking them down, but that came into our mind as we made the placing. But we go back to when the final discussion was, and I think that's really our job, is each one of us personally decided that would be the group of heifers we would take home. We could see how each one could market this set of heifers. We like these heifers are just a tick more moderate. There's a lot of center. There's a lot of flesh in these heifers. We went through and we're a little nitpicky on the feet, and I think everybody's in this building has a challenge with that, and there's maybe some deviation in the feet of a few of these heifers that we'd like to improve. Are they out the door? No, that's not what I want you to hear. Is they're just maybe not as consistent in some things there. And that might be that these heifers just touch more pure, aren't standing on quite as much bone compared to kind of looks like a true F1 cross to me in those Baldies. Outstanding pair of heifers. I wanted to compliment. I think there's potential of great udder quality in this set of heifers. And we don't see a lot of it yet, but when we study the teats that you can see, I think there's a lot of good udder quality coming in them. They're vast, kind of almost opposite different kind of cattle, and that was the biggest challenge for us. And so if you're sitting here buying them, I'd say get after both of them, take them both home. But that's just was our personal opinions, and so we took a lot more time with this, knowing that that's going to be part of the sale order. The heifers that are going to be third are the white-faced heifers that we let outside, and our conversation there was we thought those heifers were as much a peas in the pod as anything you could have walked in here. If you put them in the hardest, shortest grass or some of that country that I work in is 50 acres to the cow kind of stuff, their phenotype impresses. We don't know if they're going to bring as many pounds home at weaning time, but I guess I saw on Superior the other day a 310-pound calf bought 554, so who knows what fits for you. Then the black heifers that are here, I mean, this is a tough class. There's really a nice heifer in that group for me as well. We just saw a little bit more up and down in terms of type. And I'll reiterate, I think it's really a tough class. We like the quality of those heifers. Maybe didn't see quite as much center to them as especially like this set of heifers. Maybe not as much punch. And I guess we just decided the uniformity of the smaller frame Baldies is where we ended up with them third. So we appreciate the opportunity to evaluate these cattle, and we really want the buyers to come buy cattle that fit their particular operation, and there's 4 nice pins here to make that decision on. Give them a nice round of applause. Again, great quality in this class.
Results from Class 5, British and British crossbred heifers, pin of 5. First place, Lot 6, Gus Sidwell, Alt, Colorado. Second place, Lot 3, Weathers Farms, Yuma, Colorado. Third place, Lot 4, Weathers Farms, Yuma, Colorado. And in fourth place, Lot 9, Jerry Sidwell, Carpenter, Wyoming. Over here in the junior full-blood Aberdeen female show, Class 301A, Summer Full-Blood Heifer Calves, calved between May 1st and May 31st, 2024. Entry 102, AC Primrose Aberdeen, exhibited by Madeline Schuler, Cleveland, Wisconsin. Entry 105, AC Cleo, exhibited by Laura Lee Schuler, Cleveland, Wisconsin.
Nice class to start our Aberdeen show. 2 peas in a pod here, and you really got to start studying them on the move. And I'm going to go ahead and use the more feminine, longer, extended one with a little more growth and eye appeal. Nothing taken away from the young lady behind. That's a really, really functional cow, but just I like the front 1/3 a little more on the class winner comparably of the one in the back, but nice, 2 nice young individuals here today.
Results from Class 301A. First place, entry 102, AC Primrose Aberdeen, exhibited by Madeline Schuler, Cleveland, Wisconsin. Second place, entry 105, AC Cleo, exhibited by Laura Lee Schuler, Cleveland, Wisconsin. That was your champion and reserve champion summer full-blood heifer calf. Now entering the ring, Class 301B, late spring full-blood heifer calves, calved between April 1st and April 30th of 2024. Entry 108, TL Surprise, J6M1, exhibited by Lydia Struber, Wellsburg, Iowa. Entry 110, KGO Mandy 43M, exhibited by Kirsten Overson, Clear Lake, Iowa. Entry 112, AC Kathy, exhibited by Laura Lee Schuler, Cleveland, Wisconsin. Entry 120, FAF Crystal 110, exhibited by Winston McGregor Anthony, Chichester, New Hampshire. Over here on the commercial heifer show side, Class 6. This is continental and continental crossbred heifers, pin of 5. Lot 11, Jerry Sidwell, Carpenter, Wyoming.
This is definitely a 2-pair class, but in my opinion, I know this ain't a judging contest, but when you get out here and evaluate phenotypes, there's definitely a difference in the ones. I'm going to go ahead and start the one that I believe is the most elegant, the most athletic, the one that's levelous about her spine and the most agile when set in motion. One that I really appreciate her show ring appearance and the way she comes out of that hip. And she's really nice and level from her forerib to flank, and that's where she has the advantage over the one that's in second. Another really classy female that I'd really like to balance up on her underline, lower that flank just a little bit, but don't take anything away from this one. This one's really nice and level and got a lot of future in her. Comparably to our class winner, doesn't have that overall ribbon capacity and levelness and balance as her. As we move into our third place animal, one that it's a little, she's very nice, long spine, got more rib and depth than probably the class winners, but one that gives up an overall style and balance. One that I'd like to set into her shoulder and maybe a little bit more angular and flat into that, but one that's a very nice individual as well that this young lady is going to have some fun with. Our nothing to take away about our fourth place one. She's the deepest, she's the stoutest, she's the most rugged one, but one that I would like to change in motion, one that I'd like to extend and lengthen out that front end, but a really good cow prospect for that young lady.
Now entering the ring on the commercial heifer side, Lot 7, Gus Sidwell, Alt, Colorado. Continental and Continental Cross, bred heifers, pin of 5. Results from Class 301B, late spring full-blood heifer calves. First place, entry 108, TL Surprise, J6M1, exhibited by Lydia Struber, Wellsburg, Iowa. Second place, entry 120, FAF Crystal 10M, exhibited by Winston McGregor Anthony, Chichester, New Hampshire. Third place, entry 110, KGO Mandy 43M, exhibited by Kirsten Overson, Clear Lake, Iowa. Fourth place, entry 112, AC Kathy, exhibited by Laura Lee Schuler, Cleveland, Wisconsin. Now entering the ring, Class 301C, spring full-blood heifer calves, calved between March 1st and March 31st, 2024. Entry 122, KJS Melissa 02M, exhibited by Keely Solver, Alvin, Texas.
Over here on the Aberdeen side, what a classy young individual. This young lady's got a beautiful young prospect here that's really elegant about her top. Into her front, I really like the extension and how she comes out of her top side of her shoulder. One that's really level spined and one that gets out and moves, and one that's got a lot of future for this young lady. Please give her a round of applause.
We are now bringing in entries 108, 120, and 122 for your Champion Junior Full Blood Heifer Calf Division.
Two really excellent class winners over here. Both of them, you really got to appreciate their levelness of spine and their elegancy and the way they get around the motion. And the young man here, not taking anything away from him, because he damn sure is one that comes up with that young lady, as we talked in the class, as being a pair of females. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and stay with those pair of females. Young lady, you're going to win the division. Young man, you're going to be reserved.
Your champion junior full-blood heifer calf goes to entry 108, TL Surprise J6M1, exhibited by Lydia Struber, Wellsburg, Iowa. Your reserve champion junior full-blood heifer calf, entry 120, FAF Crystal 10M, exhibited by Winston McGregor Anthony, Chichester, New Hampshire. We are now moving to Class 301D, Winter Full-Blood Heifer Calves, calved between November 1st and December 31st, 2023. Entry 142, TCS Xena 14H63L, exhibited by Annabelle Anthony, Chichester, New Hampshire.
I wish these kids had a little more competition because they definitely can handle it. This young lady brings us a really complete female that's really nice about her front 1/3, really good about her spine and how she travels herself. I really appreciate the spring of rib and the depth and the balance she has in her underline, one that really can handle a lot more competition. Congratulations, young lady. Nice heifer.
First place in Class 301D, entry 142, TCS Xena 14H63L, exhibited by Annabelle Anthony, Chichester, New Hampshire. Now moving to Class 301E, Senior Full-Blood Heifer Calves, calved between September 1st and October 31st, 2023. Entry 144, KJS Princess Leah 07L, exhibited by Emily Shaver, Alvin, Texas. Entry 180, TCS Cindy Lou 26J 38L, exhibited by Marshall Efforts, Iota, Montana. Minnesota, Montana. Weewuck. Entry 148, TCS Patience 26J 33L, exhibited by Carson J. Speverlin, Gallatin, Missouri. Entry 149, TCS Red Patience 30L, exhibited by Ella Patterson, Findlay, Ohio. Exhibitor 150, TCS Be Patient B 28L, exhibited by Winston McGregor Anthony, Chichester, New Hampshire.
Okay, we're back here on the commercial heifer side. As we bring this entry back in, we just as a group want to compliment breeders here that have brought the heifers. You must have a whale of set back at the house, or you're just having a herd dispersal, because the quality here has been good all the way through this morning. And we talked about this class back and forth, and we really think this first group that came in is the consistent group to win this class. We just like the brood cow potential they have in terms of that shape of rib, cattle that are real complete. There's one heifer in here that's, in my opinion, is very well made, just has a lot of balance to her, and there's heifers that are probably sisters to them that match right up in there. we think maybe this heifer right side to us is maybe the weakest in that group, but I think very acceptable. She's maybe not quite as broody, but powerhouse heifers, I think in terms of just fitting together in this particular class, they do that extremely well. We're going to use the heifers behind us second in this particular class, and we had quite a bit of discussion. There's 3 of those. If you really match them close together in a pen of 3, they're really match set, really outstanding in terms of that boldness of their rib, have a real feminine look to them. I like these heifers' size. They're pretty moderate, easy doing. One heifer in here that is kind of got that really chubby, easy fleshing look to her, but she's a little shorter strided. And then we see one heifer just a touch harder doing, just from a consistency standpoint. So in this particular class, we're going to use these cattle that are closer to your announcer stand to be first, and the heifers here closest to the entry gate will be second. Give these breeders a nice round of applause. Congratulations.
Results from Class 6 Continental and Continental Cross bred heifers, pen of 5. First place, Lot 11, Jerry Sidwell, Carpenter, Wyoming. Second place, Lot 7, Gus Sidwell, Alt, Colorado.
Over here on the Aberdeens, definitely a combination of different types and kinds in this class, and I'll talk you through what I think and try to explain it to my best of abilities. Class winner today, I think this is the combination heifer. I think this is the one that checks all the boxes to the highest degree for me. It's one that's nice front end, good spined when it's set into motion, one that sits down on a nice set of feet and legs in the combination female. Young man that comes into second, I'm not to take away, this is the beef powerhouse of the whole group. I like this one, how she comes out of her hip. But with that being said, when she's set in motion, I don't like the way she rolls up in her top. I do appreciate her underline. I do appreciate her angles. I'd like to change her knee just ever so slightly and clean her up about that brisket as much as we could. Young lady in the third place, standing still, this is the best heifer in the class. I'm not to say that. She's the most elegant standing still. She's the most best presented, one that gives you the eye appeal. But as you can see, as she takes off and leaves, this thing gets up into her top, breaks in her loin, breaks in her ankles just a little bit as she gets up with it, but standing still, that is your class winner. But today when we set in motion, and in my part of the world, I heard Mr. Sexton talking about it takes about 40 acres per cow where I live, and this is one that I'd love her in a short pasture, but in a long run, I don't think that's one that can handle the longevity when set in motion. Young lady here, she's doing a heck of a job showing this little rookie's kind of giving her fuzz. This is the combination female. This is one that combines the athletic ability, the motion when set in motion, one that's really good about her spine, but one that just gives overall some power and mass and dimension comparably to those 3 in front of her. Once again, we have this effort to yeah, go ahead and head out, young lady. You're all right. This young lady that comes in here last, when she gets her set up, when the junior gets it set up and the eye appeal, this one looks really good standing still. But once again, I don't appreciate how this one carries its spine. When she is set in motion, she breaks in her loin, gets up on her ankles, especially her back hind left. But standing still, this one's got a lot of eye appeal and attraction and has a lot of presence. But when we set in motion, it just doesn't have what I need today.
Over here on the commercial heifer show side, we are in the Grand Champion Pin of 5 division, bred heifer division. Results from Class 301E, Senior Full-Blood Heifer Calves. First place, entry 150, TCS B Patient B 28L, exhibited by Winston McGregor Anthony, Chichester, New Hampshire. Second place, entry 148, TCS Patients 26J 33L, exhibited by Carson J. Speverland, Gallatin, Missouri. Third place, entry 149, TCS Red Patients 30L, exhibited by Ella Patterson, Findlay, Ohio. Fourth place, entry 144, KJS Princess Leah 07L, exhibited by Emily Shaver, Alvin, Texas. And fifth place is entry 180, TCS Cindy Lou 26J 38L, exhibited by Marshall Efforts, Eota, Minnesota. We are now in our Champion Senior Full-Blood Heifer Calf division.
3 really nice individuals with 2 class winners in a second place. Really impressive division. These kids are doing an amazing job. All 3 heifers, as you can kind of see, is the type I like, the combination, the balance, and keeps, like my bio says, keeps kind of the performance and the production in mind. With that said, I really appreciate all 3, but there's 2 individuals that kind of rise to the top. It's going to be our young man is going to be champion of the division, and that second place is going to be reserved. Congratulations.
Your Champion Senior Full-Blood Heifer Calf goes to entry 150, TCS B Patient B 28L, exhibited by Winston McGregor Anthony, Chichester, New Hampshire. Your reserve Champion Senior Full-Blood Heifer Calf goes to entry 148, TCS Patients 26J 33L, exhibited by Carson J. Speverland, Gallatin, Missouri. We are now moving to Class 301F, Summer Yearling Full-Blood Heifers, calved between May 1st and August 31st, 2022. Entry 155, TL Surprise J6L1, exhibited by Lydia Struber, Wellsburg, Iowa. Entry 156, Easy Leah 45L, exhibited by Allie Voles, Steamboat Springs, Colorado. Entry 157, Fleming Retha, exhibited by Angus Dean, Newcastle, Pennsylvania. This will be your Champion Summer Yearling Full-Blood Heifer division.
We're
Over
going
here,
to walk
okay.
these solid block heifers out over here in the commercial heifer pen to pick your division for the bred heifers, pen of 5. And And again, we really compliment these 6 breeders. Even if we're looking back into Class 5 there's got to be a really nice set of cattle at home. And if they're considering selling these, which maybe they're not selling them all this afternoon, but the quality really speaks for itself. Good cow herds in front of them. As we bring these out, I think you got a good set of cattle both in front of us here, closer to the arena entrance, and back here where we brought them in through the gate. Just cattle that got a lot of form and function, cattle with fleshing ease, cattle with some durability, some bone, cattle that I think are sensibly sized all the way through. And really for us, it came down just trying to make them more consistent, more peas in the pod, and we really like this black set of heifers to be that in this particular division selection. Like I said, there's a couple heifers in here really strike it out and have a lot of quality to them, and these other heifers just match right in there. Maybe one heifer's not quite as deep and broody in her type, but those are the ones we like and suit us the best as a committee. And we spent quite a bit of time in this class for the heifers that are going to be reserve, and we just love the substance of these baldy heifers to be reserved, foot size, the growth pattern they have in them, and there's a lot of cow in those down the road in terms of width of chest, shape of rib, hip structure. Cattle I think are going to work well in terms of that performance standpoint. So if you'll bear with us, we're going to let these cattle out and kind of let the crew back here assemble how to bring the cattle back into the ring, and we'll select us a grand champion or reserve grand champion for your 2025 commercial heifer show. Give them a nice round of applause.
Your grand champion pen of 5 bred heifers goes to Jerry Sidwell, Lot 11, Jerry Sidwell, Carpenter, Wyoming. Your reserve champion pen of 5 bred heifers goes to Gus Sedwell, Alt, Colorado.
Over here on the Aberdeen side, we're getting into this division and 3 really nice individuals. I'm going to go ahead and start talking about the very elegant Cowie-made level sound heifer that is sitting in first today. One that I really, really like and appreciate a lot of attributes about this one. This one really brings the cow power and the show ring appearance, and one that I think is really, really nice. Especially when set in motion. I like her foot size. I like the way she sits down on her heel and the shape of her toes. One that I really, really appreciate. Young lady that's going to be in second. The second and third, she'll be your reserve division. It boils down to natural body condition score. I think this one's a little trimmer and truer about her body condition. I think this one's leveler and has more spring of rib. I think it's one that's better out of her spine and into her hip. And nothing taken away from this young man. I'm not going to argue with you. This is the as of today. I think if you took a little fat off of her, but I think this one today is probably the biggest, boldest rib of the pair. But one that I'd like to change. As she gets in motion, she kind of gets up in her spine and underneath herself. But 3 really high individuals and a division winner I really, really appreciate.
Your champion junior yearling full-blood heifer, your champion summer yearling full-blood heifer goes to entry 155, TL Surprise, J6L1, exhibited by Lydia Struber, Wellsburg, Iowa. Your reserve champion summer yearling full-blood heifer goes to entry 156, EZ Leah 45L, exhibited by Allie Voles, Steamboat Springs, Colorado. And third place in Class 301F, entry 157, Fleming Retha, exhibited by Angus Dean, Newcastle, Pennsylvania. We are now moving to Class 301G, Spring Yearling Full Blood Heifers, calved March 1st to April 30th, 2023. Entry 159, AC Rebel, exhibited by Laurel E. Schuler, Cleveland, Wisconsin. Entry 162, DCS Love 306L, exhibited by Ava Summers, Lindsay, Oklahoma. Entry 170, KJS Loretta Lynn 2L, exhibited by Grayson Shaver, Alvin, Texas. This will be your champion junior yearling full-blood heifer division.
As we get out of here in this class on the Aberdeen side, I sound like a broken record, but this one's definitely the combination one that things that I look about on these animals. One that, as you can tell, gets out very, very fluity in her motion. One that carries her spine very nicely. One that has enough width and dimension about her, and one that just gets a lot of attributes. And girl does an amazing job getting it stuck. The powerhouse and the brood cow and the power and mass of the red individual is something that definitely needs to be spoke about. Maybe one that I'd like to balance a little bit from forerib to flank and maybe suck her chest in a little bit, but man, not take anything about that. That one's a true powerhouse. And then the young man that comes in, by far the toughest one in the class. He just got up and grabbed her and wouldn't let anybody help her, but definitely the most elegant, feminine, eye-appealing front end in this class. One that I'd like to give a more body capacity, width, and dimension, and just overall power that one up.
Your champion junior yearling full-blood heifer goes to entry 162, DCS Love 6306L, exhibited by Ava Summers, Lindsay, Oklahoma. Your reserve champion junior yearling full-blood heifer goes to entry 159, AC Rebel, exhibited by Laurel Lee Schuler, Cleveland, Wisconsin. And third place in Class 301G goes to entry 170, KJS Loretta Lynn 2L, exhibited by Grayson Shaver, Alvin, Texas. We are now moving to Class 301H, Senior Yearling Full-Blood Heifers, capped September 1st to December 31st, 2022. This will be your champion Senior Yearling Full-Blood Heifer division. Entering the ring, entry 175, TCS Jasmine 61F 39K, exhibited by Winston McGregor Anthony, Chichester, New Hampshire. Entry 176, DCS Kitty 12K, exhibited by Wyatt Brock, Spring Hill, Kansas.
Anybody on ringside, if you know me, I know there's some individuals behind me that know me, and production and cows is something I really, really like. And when you get to the age of this, I don't care if they're a show heifer or not, they need to be having a baby. And as you see me waving it in, I seen her walk in with an udder and asked where the baby was, and every other breed I deal with, when they become in their senior yearling, they become a cow, they're still a first calf heifer. And they do that. With that being said, this is a tremendous cow prospect right here. One that I really appreciate what she's doing. One that's got a lot of depth and body capacity and has a good set of feet and legs and a tremendous udder. This udder, she has very nice teat placement, very, very level about her udder, and one that you can tell is raising a really, really nice calf here. So in my mind, that's a really, really nice individual to win this class. Nothing taken away from this young man here. Really classy, elegant one that's very good about her feet and legs, one that's good about her spine, but one that I'd like to see a little maturity and a little farther along in her gestation. So really great class of individuals right there.
Your champion senior yearling full-blood heifer goes to entry 175, TCS Jasmine 61F 39K, exhibited by Winston McGregor Anthony, Chichester, New Hampshire. Your reserve champion senior yearling full-blood heifer goes to entry 176, DCS Kitty 12K, exhibited by Wyatt Brock, Spring Hill, Kansas. We are now moving into our Grand Champion Full-Blood Female, which is sponsored by Anthony Family Farms, Chichester, New Hampshire. Thank you, Anthony Family Farms, Chichester, New Hampshire, for sponsoring both the Grand Champion Full-Blood Female and the Reserve Champion Full-Blood Aberdeen Female. Over here on the commercial heifer show, we're gearing up for your overall grand champion pen of heifers. Over here on the Aberdeen side, we're going to be picking your grand champion and reserve grand champion full-blood female, sponsored by Anthony Family Farms, Chichester, New Hampshire.
What a fun morning we've had here, and I guess I think about this nearly daily in the business I'm in. AI cows for a living, help select bulls, and I just say those of you interested in buying cattle and those that are keeping these heifers, I think they've got the biggest job we've ever had to lay on their hides going forward. We're not going to do this with a lot more cows again. We're the lowest numbers. Randy Block just gave a presentation here a couple days ago that I was at, and we're the lowest we've been since the 50s in cow numbers, and we're in the highest demand situation for beef we've ever been in. We've got the biggest share of the consumer's dollar. So I think these females going forward, they probably have as much value, and they're going to make as much contribution over the next decade as any cow in your herd, in my opinion. And so there's a lot laying on these young cows coming into the cow herd. And so we didn't take this job very lightly, and we end up here with these black heifers. We just think in terms of consistency of structure, consistency of what we think are somewhere the right size, considering all of our different environments that we work in, whether it's in Montana or Nebraska or Dakotas or out in the California and in that area, or Nevada where I work. We think this kind of female works, and so we're really proud to represent these. We're really proud of these breeders, and we just find this the most consistent set to be your champions overall. We'd like to ask the Bali heifers to come back for contention. Give them a nice round of applause.
Your overall grand champion pen of heifers, Lot 11, Jerry Sidwell, Carpenter, Wyoming.
As breeders and parents, the full blood and the foundation of this breed, this is an amazing set of animals, and I really appreciate the functionality and the doability of these cattle. But more importantly, I think it's the foundation of these individuals that's in the ring. I've really adored the composure and the politeness and the overall just compassion these kids have shown towards this. I've spoke about these in division. As I look at it, nothing to take away from these younger ones, but we've got some really nice older females in this division, and I'm going to look over them one more time. Please give breeders and these kids a great round of applause. This is a tremendous lineup, and I really appreciate being here today.
Your grand champion, full-blood female, goes to entry 155, TL Surprise, J6L1, exhibited by Lydia Struber, Wellsburg, Iowa. Your reserve grand champion, full-blood female, goes to entry 175, TCS Jasmine 61F39K, exhibited by Winston McGregor Anthony, Chichester, New Hampshire. Thank you, Anthony Family Farms, for sponsoring Grand and Reserve Champion Full-Blood Female. There was a phone found in the women's bathroom, so if you are missing a phone, please come to the announcer's stand. We'll make them say what it looks like. I think that's what people normally do.
Okay, as we pick our reserve here, we just, as a committee, we wanted to compliment you as breeders. A trait that we all value is docility and disposition, and this set of cattle will probably have handled that extremely well, in my opinion. Just the stockmanship was good, but the cattle handled it well. There wasn't one bouncy heifer or anything that even looked like they were going to get hot, and so I hope some buyers are sitting here and listening to that. We trust the disposition of these cattle in this kind of situation. We have the Baldies and these smoky heifers in contention here for reserve, and we were unanimous on the Baldy heifers just from what we see in terms of the performance there, the shape of body, the stoutness of bone. And if I got this right, these were Hereford sired heifers, maybe with some Sim Angus influence on the cow side. we got one heifer in there we really liked. It's got a lot of that cowy, broody look to her. All those heifers got a lot of performance to them and go, and so we just appreciated that. We thought they were just a touch more consistent in type than the smoky heifers. So the placing ends up here, your overall grand champion are these black heifers from the last division. Your reserve champion are the Baldies. Give them a nice round of applause. And again, thanks for having us back a second year.
Your overall reserve grand champion pen of heifers goes to Gus Sidwell, Alt, Colorado. Just a reminder, the Stockmen in the Stockyards commercial female sale will be at 4:30 tonight in the Wagner Equipment Auction area.